Oh man, I forgot I got my mask on. I'm analog man. Shout out to EA Ski. All right, guys. So today we're gonna do a video on the S950 and why I feel like it's the most iconic sampler of all times. I mean, there will be no hip hop track, vinyl record spinning, classic songs without it. So before the digital audio workstation and plugins software dominated the world, hip hop producers relied on samplers to get that genuine sound. And in the 80s and 90s, the best sampler was the S950. All right, guys. So so let's go back to 1988. I was 3 years old. The S950 was a 12-bit digital sampler that offered a unique blend of features, making it a favorite among hip-hop producers. Some of them key features are the ability to time stretch. They also had a variable sampling rate. So you can go from 7 kilohertz to 48 kilohertz. You could expand the memory, and then it allowed producers to manipulate the sounds where you could flip it, do all type of stuff. It added a lot of flexibility for producers. Some of the greatest on that 950 definitely DJ Premier. I'm pretty sure Pete Rock rocked it. He was definitely a SP1200 head. So producers like Pete Rock, DJ Premier, they embraced that 950 for that gritty lo-fi sound and the ability to time stretch and do a lot of things that samplers of that time couldn't do unless you were spending a lot of money. So that 950 put in sounds into it, it just changes it. The 950, that 12-bit depth, it gave samples a raw, crunchy texture, which just became the sound of golden era hip hop. Some of the people like EA Ski is bringing that sound back or keeping it going and not just making us all sterile producers. My favorite 950 producer is definitely Easy Mo B, just because of his distinctive style and how he has inspired the generations to come. Like I watch Easy Mo B, I watch him still make beats and I'm like, man, this is crazy. So I feel like this is the dopest sampler of that time period. I feel like it was next level and people still love the 950. I be cruising on Reverb. I have a 950 in good condition. It's maxed out. I swapped out the screen because my screen, it just was like bad when I had got it. So I swapped out the screen. I also put in the USB. Yeah, so I got the USB. So instead of having to like use floppies, which 950 is definitely a floppy machine, I'm able to just use one little USB drive and it has like 250 floppies on there. So it's kind of crazy. So I got 250 chances to make something dope. I really enjoy working with the 950. It's definitely one of those machines that you can kind of forget about how to use it, but as soon as you get a little bit going, you remember. It's a super simple machine to use. And that's one thing that I don't like about the current machines. I just feel like they're just too hard to use to craft that signature sound. It's like they want to like make you make a certain type of beat. I feel like new machines make you very cookie cutter because a lot of times, especially like at MPC going to 3.0, it gives you drums, and it's not the drums you picked, but it's drums that Akai picked as soon as you open up a new project. I'm definitely from that era of where you open up a new project, it's empty, it don't have nothing. It's a sampler, you got to sample into it. So it's a different mind state. But I feel like right now is a very important time, especially because Akai is about to supposedly, I don't know, I'm not a psychic, but the internet is saying Akai is about to drop a new machine. And a lot of us who have a lot of MPCs. Like I said, one of my things is I've had over 20 MPCs, and if y'all don't believe me, y'all go ask my ex. She could tell you. She saw a lot of those MPCs. It's just like they become kind of collector's items, almost Pokemon cards. But the new ones do lack that sound. Like my MPC one, the output is not that good versus the MPC keys, which has a better output, but it also has a lot of limitations on the keys. But I do feel like the keys is one of my favorite new MPCs besides the Renaissance. I love that Renaissance. I hated that it just stopped working. There were so many times it just would stop working. But I still feel, hands down, S950, S900, that class of sampler is the best samplers ever made. It's legit almost 40 years later. They still work. They still do what they're supposed to do. And when you start getting into that sampling workflow, it changes your mind. Like literally every time I get on my S950, I feel like I can't mess with other machines, but I use other machines to feed into it. But yeah, it's a different mind state. So I've tried to challenge myself for the foreseeable future to just really dive into the 1200 and the S950 and just really figure out how I can make it work for what I do. The things that still I'm trying to master and wrap my head around is the swing of the 1200, getting it to a point where it sounds like me. I feel like sometimes the rigidness or where it places drums, it doesn't sound like me. So that's one thing I really want to get better with, the swing and just understanding how to get a good groove on there. And then to chop, I mentally understand that you're just copying a sample on the 950 and then you're changing like the start and end points, but I haven't mastered that. So I want to master chopping on the 950 because I feel like chopping on the 950, it's way different than anything else because you can't see it. You know, you gotta literally probably just trust your ears, I guess, trust like knowing where to change the trim. I don't know. But I'm excited about that. And one thing about some older gear, it might take a long time to set up. And that's one thing I'm noticing about the 1200, well, more the 950. It takes a little while to set up and understand a few of the concepts. But when you're in there and when you're using it, that shit's quick. It's not that, it don't take that long. It's just really just down arrow, like, you know, switch the rate that you want to bring it in, the sample rate you want to bring it in, switch the how long you want it to be. One thing I've learned to do is if I'm sampling from like my MPC keys or like some type of synthesizer, I would just pull out my phone and I will clock how long that loop is. So let's say I'm doing like a loop and it's like 6 seconds. I would literally clock how long that is and then I will sample that 6 seconds. So it's a little bit different on the thinking, but when you really get into it, it's it's dope. I like making beats the old school way. It's slower. I might make one beat a night, maybe even 0. Maybe just some drums, who knows? But the sound that you get from these old school machines, they just change the game. And that's why even this generation is still using the stuff from 40 years ago. So yeah, let's create a conversation. Shout out to EA Ski for bringing this conversation to the forefront. I met him, man, it's been a long time. It was probably 2012. Maybe even 2011, but I think it might have been 12. And I met him at NAMM, and this guy has been the exact same. Like literally, like he's just a good guy. I hope he watches this video and bring me on his channel and let's help me grow. I'm a shameless plug. And you guys definitely, if you're not subscribed here, I need you guys to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, subscribe, all that beautiful stuff. And let's really create a dialogue about the classic machines and the new machines. And if you're on the 950, let me know in the comments. Teach me some of your secrets that you guys have learned on that 950. Because I want to become, maybe not a master, but I want to become proficient for sure. All right, peace.